Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so freaking mad. So here I am, like, I'm like getting ready for my hair appointment. I'm like, wait, let me check the money. Let me check my bank account to see if I have the money for this hair appointment, you know? So I check, and I'm in the negatives because, mind you, I have money, okay? But it's all in my savings because if I put in my checkings, I'll spend all of it. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, why am I in the negatives? First of all, I didn't know that my insurance payment was yesterday. That made me in the negatives. But I was like, my insurance is not $700. It's like $450, whatever. And so, because I paid for 2 cars of insurance. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm looking at these charges. It says Tesla Supercharge. It's 3 times a day, mind you. 3 times a day, like this past like month. I haven't had my Tesla since December. I got rid of her in December. So to whoever bought my old Tesla, you're a bitch, because why would you not like switch the bank information to your bank information? And I know you regret that freaking car because the battery's so bad. I can see you charging that thing 3 times a day. You charge 3. I know the fucking battery sucks. That's why I got rid of the car. Yeah, I know you regret that fucking Tesla because that shit sucks. And you're over here charging 3 times a day on my card? On my card? Are you for real? So I had to spend like 30 minutes on the freaking fraud card shit because no, give me my money back, thank you. And then they're like, do you want to get a new card? No, I have bills to pay and everything's like automatic with that card. Like, no, I don't have the time for a new card. It takes too long. So I was like, can you just block Tesla? Like, and then they're like, yeah, so now I have Tesla blocked because, oh my gosh, Papa must have heard that I was having like a really bad day already. Like, I just got a package in the mail. And it's popcorn, so I know it's a Labubu. Coke Labubu. Oh, Coke Labubu. Storytime about the time I overheard my French teacher talking crap about me with another teacher on the phone. First things first, background information. So basically, I had been taking French 2 for like half the year now, and I was honestly struggling in it just because the teacher I had this year for French 2 was so hard. And this is my sophomore year I'm talking about, which is last year. So she was really hard in grading. We all had a great first year French teacher, which I don't want to say wasn't the case, but it's just like our teacher wasn't as hard on us, so we all passed based on the fact that we were trying, not that we were great at French. Now that I'm looking back at it, she was always kind of weird towards me, and she always had favorites. Like, it was really obvious who her favorites were, and it was always the kids that were doing the best in the class but behaved. Let's get into the day everything went down, and the day I literally heard her talking crap about me on the phone. So my teacher decides that if you're not passing the term grade, that you're going to get an email to your parents. By the way, the only reason I wasn't passing my term grade is because I forgot to turn in one assignment, and it was bringing my grade down so freaking low, and then I expressed to her that I was going to redo it in school that day. And I wasn't passing the term grade, but I was passing overall semester. I do remember that. I then also taught her that I'll go make it up in my French 1 teacher's classroom, which is like a lady I was kind of close to because she was my French 1 teacher. And now the lady that I'm having a problem with is my French 2 teacher. After the bell rings, I go to my French 1 teacher's classroom and tell her that I'm going to work on this assignment in her classroom, and I go get all the supplies. After I get all the supplies for the video, I get back to my French 1 teacher's class to start making the video. And that's when she told me to shh because she was getting a phone call. That phone call was from my French 2 teacher. My French 2 teacher begins the conversation being like, heads up, just know Macy's like coming to you for lunch. Like, ugh. And she's basically just like ranting about me even being able to go to her. Like, girl, grow up. Next thing she starts talking about is like, I don't know why she just didn't complete the assignment in the first place. This and that. Like, she's just always doing something else. First things first, I have talked to you multiple times about me struggling in your class and me trying to keep up. And I can hear this whole entire conversation, like the whole entire thing as I'm standing there. And then she was like, oh, she just never wants to get her work done in class. Basically ranting about me, and just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I don't remember every single thing she said. Don't get me wrong, she didn't say the nastiest thing about me, but it's just the fact that you called another teacher to gossip about a student. And this was definitely not the first time because she felt so comfortable doing it. And I have a feeling both teachers had gossip about me before in the past, or just gossip about students in general. But I was like, dang, first of all, y'all are weird. Second of all, I felt so bad about myself in the moment because it's like, you don't even know like what I'm going through. You don't know why I'm struggling. You don't know if like this is me literally trying my best. Yet you're talking about me on the phone with another teacher instead of pulling me aside in class
or pulling me aside and just talking to me about it to my face. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, the worst conversation ever to be had about a student, but I do think it was incredibly inappropriate, and I'm glad I overheard it, because now, like, I always keep that at the back of my mind anytime I talk to her, even to this day, now that I'm a junior. And I'm gonna be honest, she still gives weird energy. By the way, whether I pass the class or not, she still emailed my mother. Okay, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and yeah.
Get ready with me, guys, while I tell you how this girl wants to fight me today, so I'm probably gonna get jumped. So basically this weekend I literally did the most craziest shit ever, but that's a story for like another time. So why this girl wants to fight me? Well, on Sunday I went with my friend. We got invited to this little party thing with this girl from the other school. It's raining so hard outside, but as I was saying, so this girl from the other school, she's not really my friend. Like, I have no problem with her or anything, but like, I just didn't really talk to her. And I was staying at my friend's house this weekend with another friend. So she invited the friend that I was staying at her house, she invited her to like a little quinta, and she was like, bring your friends with you, like bring your friends. But me and my friends, like, we sneak out. Like, if we're gonna go out, we sneak out. It was 3 of us. Now the girl wanted us to go with her to the quinta, which is like a pool thing, like a little place where they have parties, at 10. But the girl that we were staying there, let's call her Liz or something, that's not her name. But Liz, she couldn't sneak out because she had to make sure everybody was asleep and everything. So she was like, okay, how about y'all go and then y'all come back for me like at a later time. So me and the other girl, we'll call her Kayla or something. Me and Kayla were like, okay, let's go. So me and Kayla get ready, and then we're finally ready, and we tell the other girl, the one that invited us, we'll call her Samantha or something. This part of the party is just a little backstory, but I have to say it because y'all need to understand where we were and why we were there and why I'm getting jumped or whatever. So the girl picks us up and everything, and like, let's just say I can't talk too much about the situation or else I'm gonna get like, but we just kind of like wanted to leave. Me and the other girl wanted to leave. We were like, oh no, like, nothing wrong with the girl or anything. Like, she was super fun, she was super nice, but this was her first time hanging out with that guy, and we were just like, the things that went down, I tell y'all, we actually got shot at. Like it was just the most scariest shit, and me and my friend had never been in this situation, so we were like, let's leave. Like, we gotta find a way to leave because like we cannot be here. Other guys were about to pull up that were like even more scared. We're like, we gotta go. So the friend that I went with, not the one that invited us, but the one that went with me, I told her, like, call one of your friends, like, we gotta go, we gotta get out of here. So basically she calls up this friend and he's like, I'm gonna go for y'all, like, I'll go for our work right now, where are y'all? Because he lived close by. And so he ends up coming for us. We leave or whatever. Okay, this is where whatever happens and why I'm gonna like fucking get jumped. So we end up going to this guy's house just to pick something up. We literally go just to pick something up. Now he was with another friend, the friend that was driving. So we'll call the one that was driving Steve, and the friend Kevin. So basically they come, they pick us up and everything. We pull up to Kevin's house, which is our friend, and we go inside really quick to get something. We're just waiting there. We're not getting anything. We're just standing there waiting for them. They go and they get something. They do whatever they gotta do. These guys are little malandrillos. So they do their shit. We're waiting for them, and then they're like, okay, let's go. So we walk outside. Tell me why there's this red Jeep passing by. Now I didn't think anything of it. A car, okay, driving, whatever. Well, no. The guy, Steve, the one that's not our friend, the one that's driving, he's like, oh my god, that's my ex, like, she's gonna call me tonight, like, she's crazy as hell, she's gonna call me saying, why were these girls, like, getting in my car, all this shit, but they're exes, like, they don't even talk. Oh, me and this Steve guy, we don't even know each other. Like, I knew him from literally the night before at a party, which is all the other crazy stuff I did, but, like, I don't really talk to this guy, like, anything. So we end up going to this other friend's house, this friend that we have. We're not gonna say his name either because it's fucking new. But we go to his house. We were there for like a long time. We were just all hanging out together. Like, there was a bunch of other people there, but it was just like a little hangout. So we go inside because me and my friend got hungry, and there's pizza inside. We go inside, we're talking, whatever, and the guys come in. There's like three or four guys at this point, and they were telling us like that the ex texted the guy that we went to his house, that we were hanging out at his house. She texted him and she was like going off on him, saying all this shit. Now she says, tell Amor to watch out on Monday. That's my name, whatever. She told her, tell her to watch out on Monday. And I said, so the guy literally told me that she said, tell Amor to watch out on Monday. Now I was like, first of all, who even is this girl? Because they said that she went to my school, and I like knew her name, but her name is a super basic name. Like, everybody literally has that fucking name. So I was like, who is this bitch? And the girl that I was thinking in my head, it wasn't her. But like, I go on her Instagram profile, and it's like this girl that like is really like this all little country girl. Like, I don't even know. I never in a million years would have thought she'd talk like that. And like, what's it? All this shit. So I'm here like, what the fuck? And they're here telling her like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, it wasn't even Steve driving. It was another guy. But they're telling her all this shit, and she's just like, I don't care, like, this and that. And the guy that's texting her, the one that we're at his house, he's like, nah, like, don't even do anything to her, like, that's my girl. Like, I don't even know, I'm not his girl, but like, just like saying stuff so she would like calm the fuck down, because I'm pretty sure she had also been drinking. No, she had also been drinking and everything. And Steve, that's his ex, was telling us like, no, she's crazy, like she slashed my tire, she's done all this shit. So yeah, they're telling her all this stuff, and she's just like dead color, she's gonna fight me. So I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna see what's up. I actually never got into a fight or anything. Like, people don't dislike me that much to want to fight me like that. So I don't know, we'll see. I literally don't care. I don't give a about her man. He's literally ugly. It's not even her man, but it's none of my business anyway. Like, I don't care about him. Who is this? He's ugly as fuck. And to be fighting over a guy is honestly crazy. Like, it's actually mind-blowing to me, because like, it's just crazy. Like, I get if it was something else, if I was talking shit about her, like if it was literally any other thing, but she wants to fight me over a guy that, not like, if it, like, I didn't do anything, I don't even know who he is, like, what the fuck? Like, literally the last thing I'd fight over would be a guy. Like, that is so immature and weird, and she's older than me. She's literally older than me. So I guess it's whatever. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen today. I literally never fought in my life. I was having my sister give me fighting lessons last night, because my sister's a little fighter, but we'll see. I have this friend too that she was like, she's not gonna do anything, she does all whip her ass. That's like my best friend, the one I was staying at her house. She's the fighter too. Like, I am not the fighter of the group. I'm just a little like I have no, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? But guys, yeah, I guess this is my makeup to go get my ass beat. So yeah, I'll let you know if I get my ass beat tomorrow. I'll have a black eye or something, or I will have beat a bitch up, but I doubt that. Yeah. Bye guys.
Hi guys, get ready with me while I talk about why me and the guy I was talking to are done. This morning I told him I was done because I physically can't. He doesn't want a relationship, and I've been through this. Oh my god. Anyways, I've been through this before. I don't know if you guys remember, but like, if I wanted to go through the same thing, I would have went back to the guy I used to talk to. He was a lot taller. But I just want a relationship. Like, I'm not dealing with these men who don't want commitment. Like, why? The way I was sitting was like giving me rolls, which is not good because I have plans tonight. I don't have set plans, but like, there will be something. Because I just can't deal with men not wanting commitment at all. It's like, it's honestly so clear, like, what they want from you. They want to be treated like a boyfriend, but then they want to not act like one. They want my loyalty so that they can run out and talk to a million other girls while I sit at home. I'm not saying that because I was like, I'm not saying that I didn't talk to any boys. Like, I obviously was still talking to guys because I wasn't in a relationship. Like, for a long time, I was only talking to him, but then I realized that, like, it was just never going to happen the way I wanted it to, and that I needed to look for other options. He would also just make so many like inappropriate jokes and like make me feel like not good things, and I told him off about that. He didn't really care any of the times that I said stuff about it. He would tell me that he was just being sarcastic, and I'm like, I don't find that funny. I don't find it funny at all. And I don't want y'all to take it the wrong way, because like, I was talking to other guys. I'm not like, it's not like my life fell apart, you know? But like, the more that I thought about it, I was like, he's honestly just making my life more difficult, and I do want to go and find a guy who wants to be a boyfriend. I honestly wasn't upset about that because I broke it off with him. Like, I honestly just picked a fight with him this morning, told him that I'm not dealing with it anymore, and then like, whatever. But then this morning I was like, I'm trying to find a guy for me. Why am I still talking to him? And he was like blaming it on how he's been treated in the past, and he was like, I just can't care about anybody. Like, I can't care about anybody like that because of how I've been treated. And I guess that's valid, but like, it also, okay, I'm sorry. I've been treated like actual scum of the earth, and I still have the capacity to love people and care about people, so I guess that's why like, I always can't comprehend that. But also what had pissed me off was when he said that he's like, oh, I'm not gonna be in a relationship, like, I don't want a relationship till like high school's over. But he's had girlfriends. But I have been like talking to somebody, because I kind of knew that it was over with me and that other guy like last week. I just never like texted him and cut it off. I just like stopped texting him. We called like once. I think I also like cut him off because I've been talking to another guy who I genuinely have interest in, and there's even at least a higher possibility that they would ever want a relationship. Also, Tower28 sent me their new blushes, and I'm gonna try out this shade. I have tried a lot of them and they are so pretty. But I'm of course gonna top it with a glittery Rare Beauty blush because I always do. But also, okay, let me also say about this whole situation that like, it's not like I want a boyfriend tomorrow. I'm just saying, if your goal is not to be in a relationship, then why are you talking to me? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, it doesn't register in my brain why you are like spending so much time with a person who you have zero interest in like building something with. Like, your goal is seriously just to text every day, hang out, but then never actually date. Like, what is... There's barely anything left in this One Size Beauty setting spray. But I need it because this makeup needs to last, because I'm not leaving for literally hours. I really need to stop going for blonde men because they're always Now we need the lip combo. I just used this Fenty Beauty lip liner. It's in shade Traced Out. And now I'm using the Makeup Forever lip gloss in shade Juicy Peach. Okay, this is my completed makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.
Alright guys, get ready with me while I tell you all this stupid, crazy shit that happened yesterday. And why I'm home from vacation 5 freaking days early. So basically, I'm just in my camper, minding my business, 2 feet away from the ceiling, and then all of a sudden, a lightning strike literally hits our camper. Like, it was hot and loud, really loud, and scary. Speaking of lightning, the power just went out because there's a thunderstorm happening right now. Okay, it just went out again, but basically, our camper's toast. The electrical's all fried, the breaker panel blew up, the fridge blew up, the lights blew up, everything smelled smoky, and it didn't end well. And during all that, the AC was broken from the lightning, so we had to pack everything up in the heat with no air conditioning. So basically, it sucked ass, and it was really, really hot, but at least I didn't die. I guess that's good. So we probably won't have a camper again, but on the bright side, maybe now we can get a boat. People are probably going to think I'm snobby for saying that, but I'm just trying to be positive. Anyways, side note, I've been wanting to make like a photo dump Instagram, like kind of like a Pinterest, but just on Instagram. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, because I feel like it's way easier to post all my pictures. I'm also going to sound crazy for this, but I like really need to have a panic attack. Like, obviously that's not a good thing, and I haven't had one in months, but I need to get all my emotions out. Like, I can't cry. I have so much like little things pent up inside me, and nothing big enough has happened for me to like cry my eyeballs out. And I always feel so much better after I have a panic attack, but I need something big enough to happen so I can have one. Like, Ari, who the fuck wishes they could have a panic attack, but it's me, bitch. It's me. It's literally 6:30 right now, so I don't even know like why I'm getting ready, but I just felt like I needed to tell my story. I can't see my boyfriend for 2 weeks because he's at camp, and that's not helping my stress levels. Which, like, love you, go have fun, but also come back, I miss you. My eyelashes are still too wet to curl, so I'm doing my hair stuff while I wait for them to dry. This stuff has honestly helped my hair so much, because without it, my hair is so dry and frizzy and gross. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to stay on vacation, but I did go scuba diving and found some baby shark teeth in the spring. I haven't worn makeup in like 3 days, so my eyelashes are feeling really nice, and I'm about to ruin them with more mascara. And then I'm probably gonna sleep in it tonight and complain that my eyelashes are falling out the next day like they always do. Okay, anyways, that's it. Love you, bye.
Good morning, guys. We have to do this quickly because I have drama for you guys. Okay, so everything I'm gonna talk about is always gonna be the truth, and it's only gonna be from my perspective, from like what I've experienced firsthand, and not like he said, she said type. And everything I'm saying is not mean, it's literally just the truth. Just the tiniest bit of background information is I went to middle school with her, so like 6th grade to the first year of high school, and then she changed schools. Okay, so yesterday I went to Starbucks, and granted, this is a Starbucks 5 minutes from my school, and her school's 30 minutes away. And yes, there are other Starbucks like closer to her school. And while I'm walking through the parking lot, I pass this car, and all I hear is like hyena, like hysterical laughing coming out of the car. And I'm just like, you know, your car isn't soundproof, like I can hear you. And I turn and look at the car, and that's when I see her. At this point, I don't really care. Her name's Lily because she posted a TikTok about me, but we'll get there later. But like, all I hear coming out of this car is like laughing, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, look at her, ah, like screaming like that. So for real, if I didn't hear the laughing, I wouldn't even have known she was like in the parking lot, because I don't know her car. So I get my cup of coffee from Starbucks, and I leave to go back to my car. And while I'm in my car, I call my friend. Call my other friend. I'm like, do you want to go to Starbucks real quick and take a picture of my op? And mind you, this girl posts me like religiously on her private story, and I know this because so many people on her private story don't even like her, and they know me, and they're like, she said this about you. I can say that because they did send me the proof. So me and my friend went back to Starbucks, and we literally took a picture of her. Like, no joke, I just took a picture of her with flash on. Like, I didn't really care that much. So that's literally it. We go in, take a picture, leave. Like, we got Starbucks, obviously, but like, that was it. So then that was that. I low-key like forgot about it. Like, it wasn't like that big of a deal anymore until her TikTok popped up on my For You page. Like, the sound she was lip syncing to like was like, hey stalker, like, just so you know I'm still gorgeous, or something like that. And then the caption on that TikTok was, if you're gonna make a post about me, you might as well tag me, which I thought was really ironic because she made that TikTok about me and didn't even tag me in it. So I was just like, let's not blow this like completely out of proportion. So I just reposted it. So I simply commented, if you're gonna make a full-blown TikTok about me, you might as well tag me. And one thing about Lily is she loves to start beef, but she can never finish it herself. So I got a response in the comments, and it was from a different girl who's like my ex-friend, and now they like talk about me all the time together. And she was just like, well, you didn't tag us when you posted us. And I was like, posted us? I've never posted you. And the thing about both of them is they change men more than they change their underwear. Like, they're with a different guy every month, like every week, like, and I've been with the same guy for 3 years. Like, hello? So I didn't like that she got involved in drama that wasn't her own drama because I didn't mention her name once. So I clapped back, and I'm just like, oh, since when were you involved? Why don't you go run back to? And then I listed a bunch of the guys she was with. Not to mention, I never unfollowed her on Instagram on her spam account just because I just didn't remember to. Like, it wasn't like crossing my mind or anything. And she still views my stories even though she doesn't she doesn't follow me. So then she basically added me on Snap and then got into my TikTok DMs and was just like, let's talk this out. Like, but not like let's talk this out, like let's argue. And then she literally had to block me because I clocked back in the comment section so hard. So now I saw her video on like this account, and it literally, like, the video's still up, but now it only has 2 comments, and it's her and her friend being like, oh, you ate this up, and she goes, I know, right? Like, you literally like got rid of me because you got clocked in your own comment section. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and sorry for all the drama.
Get ready with me while I talk about how I have the record of most detentions and referrals given at once at my old middle school. So this story dates back to 2020. I'm not currently in middle school. And it's also the reason I don't have a dad right now. So this was the very beginning of 2020. I had just gotten a new phone. I got the new iPhone 11. So I gave my old phone back to my dad so that he could sell it or do whatever he needed to do with it. So I had no idea, but my dad started looking through my old phone and like watching the stuff I watched on YouTube back to see if it had a curse word or something. Like, it was a really strict household, so I kind of couldn't really do anything without getting in trouble. On my phone, I had text messages. It was like a math group chat with all my friends in my math class, and we would send the homework answers to each other to like check our answers or just like have the homework, which our teacher allowed. So this was not something I thought I had to be hiding. So my dad found that, and he called the school and told them that I was taking pictures of my math test during the test and giving the answers to people. I don't know how one can exaggerate so much, but that was the day I learned he could. And then he found on my phone that I had photoshopped someone's report card for them only to print it out so she could show her parents, which like I guess is like lying or something, I don't know. But it's not like I hacked the entire school system and changed her grades. Like, on that note, my dad called them and told them I hacked the system. Like, the next thing is I had snuck out of my homeroom class, which my teacher didn't really care what we did, so I didn't really think it was a big deal because like she didn't really care. My dad told them I snuck out of all my classes, which way different. Like, no, I did not sneak out of a real class. Plus, all my attendance was there, so it's like, how can you even prove it, you know? And the last thing I remember him finding is that I had snuck out of ACEs, which if you don't know what ACEs is, it's like students that have to come to school early because their parents have work, or like students have to stay after school late because their parents have work. So when I was at the morning ACEs, me and a group of my friends all walked to this one girl's house who was also in ACEs because her house was super close and there was like a grocery store really close, so we just like go and get snacks, and we did this like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, he found out about one of those times and told the school that I just ditched school completely. Like, how are you gonna say that when my attendance is there? Like, school didn't even technically start yet, so did I really do anything that bad? Then when I got to school the next day, I was pulled into the office and I didn't know he had called. Well, and then they told me that he was the one that called, and I was like, girl, what? They pulled me in and they told me that I had gotten 11 detentions and 4 referrals. And 4 referrals adds up to a suspension at my middle school, but since I had got them all at once, they like cut me some slack. And also because I had like perfect grades, I was like a really, really, really good student. They were kind of skeptical themselves of what my dad was saying, which I was kind of shocked, but like they were real ones for that. The guy told me, he was like, you know, I don't want to give you any of these detentions because you're such a good student, but like your dad is making us. Like, literally bar for bar. Like, that's what he said. And I was like, oh, so my dad really hates me. So I explained to them the truth of all of it, and they believed me because I don't know why they believed me so much. Like, my dad must have sounded like a fat liar when he was on the phone, which makes sense because he was. For the sending homework one, they were like, is your teacher okay with that? And I was like, yeah, he is. He said it was fine. Like, he literally was like, yeah, that's fine, which is kind of shocking because I feel like most teachers would not be okay with that, but like he was. So that reduced my sentence to 9 detentions, but then they kind of just stopped giving me the detention. So I only did 2, and then they didn't give me any more like detention slips because they thought I was such a good student and didn't deserve them. So when I came home normal time, my dad was like, why are you not at detention? And I was like, well, they didn't give me one. And he was like, like, okay. And so he calls them and makes them give me more detentions again. Telling this back is so sad, bro. Like, it's just sad. They were honestly, like, not upset at me at all. They were like, by the way, like, you know you got the record now. And I was like, you think I want to be hearing that? I mean, I did kind of want to hear it because now I can tell this story. Now, the best part is that after I had served like 2 detentions and he called them to make them give me more, it was March 13th, 2020. And if you know what that means, no more school. I was blessed. I was saved by God. Like, I was saved, bro. I was in 7th grade by that time, so I didn't go back to real school until high school, and those detentions did not carry over. And since it was middle school, nothing's on my record. So, nice try, father, but you did not succeed. But yeah, guys, this story actually leads up to the reason why I don't have a dad. So, if you'd like a part 2, let me know. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Get ready with me while I talk about how I have the record of most detentions and referrals given at once at my old middle school. So, this story dates back to 2020. I'm not currently in middle school. And it's also the reason I don't have a dad right now. So this was the very beginning of 2020. I had just gotten a new phone. I got the new iPhone 11. So I gave my old phone back to my dad so that he could sell it or do whatever he needed to do with it. So I had no idea, but my dad started looking through my old phone and like watching the stuff I watched on YouTube back to see if it had a curse word or something. Like, it was a really strict household, so I kind of couldn't really do anything without getting in trouble. On my phone, I had text messages. It was like a math group chat with all my friends in my math class, and we would send the homework answers to each other to like check our answers or just like have the homework, which our teacher allowed. So this was not something I thought I had to be hiding. So my dad found that and he called the school and told them that I was taking pictures of my math test during the test and giving the answers to people. I don't know how one can exaggerate so much, but that was the day I learned he could. And then he found on my phone that I had photoshopped someone's report card for them only to print it out so she could show her parents, which like I guess is like lying or something. I don't know. But it's not like I hacked the entire school system and changed her grades. Like, on that note, my dad called them and told them I hacked the system. Like, the next thing is I had snuck out of my homeroom class, which my teacher didn't really care what we did, so I didn't really think it was a big deal because like she didn't really care. My dad told them I snuck out of all my classes, which way different. Like, no, I did not sneak out of a real class. Plus, all my attendance was there, so it's like, how can you even prove it, you know? And the last thing I remember him finding is that I had snuck out of ACEs, which if you don't know what ACEs is, it's like students that have to come to school early because their parents have work, or like students have to stay after school late because their parents have work. So when I was at the morning ACEs, me and a group of my friends all walked to this one girl's house who was also in ACEs because her house was super close and there was like a grocery store really close, so we just like go and get snacks, and we did this like twice or 3 times. But yeah, he found out about one of those times and told the school that I just ditched school completely. Like, how are you gonna say that when my attendance is there? Like, school didn't even technically start yet, so did I really do anything that bad? Then when I got to school the next day, I was pulled into the office and I didn't know he had called. Well, and then they told me that he was the one that called, and I was like, girl, what? They pulled me in and they told me that I had gotten 11 detentions and 4 referrals. And 4 referrals adds up to a suspension at my middle school, but since I had got them all at once, they like cut me some slack. And also because I had like perfect grades. I was like a really, really, really good student. They were kind of skeptical themselves of what my dad was saying, which I was kind of shocked, but like they were real ones for that. The guy told me, he was like, you know, I don't want to give you any of these detentions because you're such a good student, but like your dad is making us. Like, literally bar for bar. Like, that's what he said. And I was like, oh, so my dad really hates me. So I explained to them the truth of all of it and they believed me because I don't know why they believed me so much. Like, my dad must have sounded like a fat liar when he was on the phone, which makes sense because he was. For the sending homework one, they were like, is your teacher okay with that? And I was like, yeah, he is. He said it was fine. Like, he literally was like, yeah, that's fine, which is kind of shocking because I feel like most teachers would not be okay with that, but like he was. So that reduced my sentence to 9 detentions, but then they kind of just stopped giving me the detention. So I only did 2, and then they didn't give me any more like detention slips because they thought I was such a good student and didn't deserve them. So when I came home normal time, my dad was like, why are you not at detention? And I was like, well, they didn't give me one. And he was like, okay. And so he calls them and makes them give me more detentions again. Telling this back is so sad, bro. Like, it's just sad. They were honestly like not upset at me at all. They were like, by the way, like, you know you got the record now. And I was like,
You think I want to be hearing that? I mean, I did kind of want to hear it because now I can tell this story. Now, the best part is that after I had served like 2 detentions and he called them to make them give me more, it was March 13th, 2020. And if you know what that means, no more school. I was blessed. I was saved by God. Like, I was saved, bro. I was in 7th grade by that time, so I didn't go back to real school until high school, and those detentions did not carry over. And since it was middle school, nothing's on my record. So nice try, father, but you did not succeed. But yeah, guys, this story actually leads up to the reason why I don't have a dad. So if you'd like a part 2, let me know. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Hey, guys, get ready with me while I talk about why I no longer talk to my biological dad. Before I start, I just want to say this is not a sad story. This is a good thing, and I probably wouldn't be here today if this was not done. So if you guys didn't see my other video, basically, I just talked about how my dad called my school and snitched on me for all these things I didn't actually do. So I ended up getting the most detentions and referrals at the school. So because of that, I was super, super depressed. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so sad. Like, I just hated everything. I got my phone taken away. I just literally had nothing. I was 12, by the way. So he noticed that I was acting depressed, which, wow, you're such a good father for noticing that I was sad. Like, love you so much for that. I'm kidding, obviously. But one day he picked me up from school. It was after I served my detention, and then we got home. He brought me to his room, and we like sat like freaking professionally. Like, I don't know what the hell this was. Like, I was literally just got back from school and got back from my mom's house. I didn't notice that I had been acting like more sad. When I tell you, I dreaded going to my dad's house. Like, every other Monday was the worst days of my life because I had to go back to my dad's house. And some people were asking, like, why didn't my mom do anything? Well, first of all, I was so young, like, I didn't realize that it was like that bad. I just thought that moms were naturally nicer because my stepmom was also super sweet to me. The thing is, if I were to tell my mom everything that was going on, like, and we took it to court or whatever, like, nothing would really get settled because he wasn't doing anything like physically wrong to me. Back to the story, he asked me, why are you so depressed, when I was just sitting in his room with him. I was like, I'm not depressed, like, I'm usually happy. And then I was like, when I'm at my mom's house, I'm usually happy when I'm at my mom's house. And I told him, I was like, actually, I don't know. I just feel a lot happier at my mom's house. And that was like me realizing that. And no joke, he says, get in the car. I said, okay. So I just like got in the car with like whatever I had already, like on, like my backpack on my back. Like, I didn't think I had to pack my belongings to go live at my mom's house forever. I didn't think that was the case. The way I'm telling it to you is exactly how it happened. There was no extra conversation. That was it. Unless my 12-year-old brain can't remember, that was exactly what happened. From what I just said, I'm sure you can assume what happened. He just took me to my mom's house, dropped me off, and that was that. Well, there was a slight conversation, and this like actually broke me. Like, I got out of the car and I grabbed my stuff. I was just assuming he was dropping me back off because he was upset at me. And so I was like, okay, bye, I love you. And he said, no, you don't, and tried to shut the trunk while I was still grabbing my stuff. Like, bro almost killed me and killed my soul. Like, bro killed my spirit and almost crushed my skull, bro. Obviously, that's really bad, but what's worse, and this makes me cry just like thinking about it, is when he texted my brother telling my brother he can't come back either. Well, actually, before I go on about that, my brother did have this phase where after I had gotten like kicked out or whatever, I didn't know what was going on. Like, my dad didn't text me anything. I thought I couldn't text my dad. I also had my phone taken away, and he still had it. Keep that in mind. My dad had my phone. My mom bought me the phone though, so that kind of became a problem, but he didn't want me to come back, but he still had my phone, and I still had a lot of stuff at his house. So to let you know, my mom eventually got the phone back, but I never got any of my stuff back. So 5 years later, all my stuff's still at his house. Anyways, after my dad quote unquote kicked me out, my brother hated me, and I didn't know why. And I kept asking him. He wouldn't talk to me. He thought I was like evil. And then eventually my dad kicked him out too, or like texted him like, just don't come back, like blah, 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 whatever. And then my brother finally told me, well, I was like, so why did you hate me so long? And he was like, well, he told us you did something really bad, but I forgot. You forgot? So I literally have no idea what it could be that like makes them hate me so much, because like not even a grandparent will reach out. Like, I feel like that's pretty bizarre. After my brother started liking me again, he told me that they just threw away all of my stuff, like including my freaking money if he didn't steal it for himself, because I had like $300. They're like, I know you're lying, bro. I know you're lying. Like, $300 The craziest part is that the only time he reached out was texting my brother, not even me. Bro can't even work up the courage to text me. He texted my brother and he said that our grandpa died, our dog died, and they moved to a $100 million house. Girl, I know he had money, but I didn't know he had that much money. And we did live in a really nice house, but it was nowhere near $100 million. Like, I know you're lying. And just so you know, I hope this doesn't dox me. Okay, I'm not gonna dox myself, but we lived in the same neighborhood as like a really, really famous YouTuber, not Mr. Beast, a different famous YouTuber. And I would always talk about, oh my gosh, can like I be in one of his videos? Like he does stuff with neighbors a lot. Like, can I please be in one of his videos? My dad was like, no, like you're never gonna be famous. First of all, go look at my TikTok account. And second of all, when he said he moved to a $100 million house, he sent a YouTube video from that YouTuber and said, it's this one. And the video was called most expensive house in blah, blah, blah. And just for the record, after he kicked me and my brother out, a few years later, he became friends with this YouTuber. Like, friends with him. Like, there is a picture floating on the internet of them two sitting in, like, a Lamborghini together. Like, how petty can you be? Like, the revenge is crazy. So, yeah, hopefully this YouTuber sees this video and sees my last name and recognizes it and realizes who he's friends with. Friends with. I don't think they're bros. I think it was a one-time thing. Like, come on, bro. That's basically the story. The hardest thing for me is actually blaming, like, my dad himself because I know he has a lot of mental issues and he, like, grew up not in a very good childhood and he suffers clearly from narcissism. So, like, I feel like I just can't really blame him. Like, I know deep down that he cares and that's, like, what sucks because I can't just, like, hate him, you know? Also, it really sucks not being able to see my siblings on his side because we were really close. That's the end of the story. Let me know if you want specific ones from when I lived with him. They're crazy and some of my friends can vouch. Get ready with me while I talk about things I got in trouble for with a really strict dad. So these are things that I think a child would not normally get in trouble for, but I guess we'll see. So starting off strong, I didn't get him or make him a birthday card when I was like 8 or 9. So me and my brother got sent to our rooms for the rest of the day. We tried to call our mom to tell her what happened and then we got in trouble for that. The next thing I got in trouble for was for not being hungry at breakfast time or not eating all my food at dinner. I mean, it wasn't because I like wanted to like be skinny or something like that. Like I was literally just like really, really little and could not physically eat the same amount as my older brother could. I don't understand how that one is that wrong. And on that note, one time I had some food left that I just like was not hungry at all. Like I had eaten like so much. So then I said I had to go to the bathroom, then I stuffed it all in my mouth and then I went to the bathroom and spit it out in the toilet. And when I came out, my dad had his ear to the door and he was like, bruh. And then I was sent to my room and I was crying and then he came in and he was like, you need to apologize to your stepmom for doing that because now she thinks you hate her food. And she was just like making that up to make me feel bad, obviously. She could care less. Like the next thing I got in trouble for was for texting somebody the poop emoji. Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble for that one. The next thing I got in trouble for was for getting car sick and throwing up in the car. And I had to clean it up after. The next thing isn't something I got in trouble for. It's just kind of a weird rule we had that we had to ask before we could have a snack or just like eat in general. Like we had to ask before we could like eat. Like, I don't know. I didn't really realize how weird that one is until like now. But also it just doesn't make sense because it's like you want me to eat all my food, but then when I'm not hungry you're mad at me, but then when I am hungry you're also mad at me. Like, make it make sense, pal. The next thing I got in trouble for was for bringing clothes that I bought with gift cards that my dad and stepmom gave me to my mom's house. So like I wasn't allowed to bring anything from my dad's house to my mom's house, but obviously my mom didn't care, so like she let me bring stuff from her house to my dad's house because like the next thing is honestly just like a weird story that happened, but like my old babysitter for some reason told my dad that I wanted to like my siblings, my little sibling, but luckily my dad believed me and yeah. And the last thing I got in trouble for is telling him that I was happier at my mom's house, and that got me kicked out the house. The full story time is pinned on my page. Let me know if you think these are strict rules or not. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching.
Get ready with me for school, except today I'm breaking up with my cheating boyfriend. I've been up since probably 5 a.m. and it's 5:50 right now, but my stomach feels like nervous, so I have not been able to go back to sleep. So just to give a little bit of background, I've known about this since yesterday at the point that he like
added her back. Like, I knew about this the whole time. So at first he was just like, we're just gonna call this girl Abigail. Her name is not Abigail, but he was just like, hey Abigail, how are you? And she was just like, hey, because they used to be a thing before. So of course he's gonna want to like snap her and stuff. But he was just like, hey Abigail, how are you? And then she was like, oh my gosh, girl, like, he added me back, he's texting me, like, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm gonna help you out here. If he cheats, like, I'm gonna tell you. I was like, okay, thank you. And then he was like, I was like, just tell him that you like his hair or something, because like I know that he like knows that he just, because he got a buzz over the summer and now he has his hair back. So I was like, just say that you like his hair or something. And so she did. He was like, thank you Abigail, I've just been growing it out, I don't even really like it that much. Now mind you, he did tell her that he had a girlfriend, and she was like, oh well, can we also, she was doing this all like, she did not mean anything, like she did this all for me, because she, like, after he added her back, like, she wanted to like catch him with me. She was just like, oh well then can we like just be friends and like snap as friends? And he's like, yeah, that's fine, but if you get on my best friends list, I'm gonna have to unadd you, but I'll add you back later. And it just went completely downhill from there. He like asked her to FaceTime, and that's where I finally was like, oh my god, he's gonna cheat on me. Then he sent her a picture of his legs and was like, you like ? And then he started asking her for like pictures, like, example, let me see it. And I have a feeling, a small feeling, he's gonna try to tell me that this was not cheating. Also, I just want to throw that in there. Anyways, I then gave her like full permission. I was like, girl, get like, just do whatever you want, because at this point it's gone too far, and so you might as well just keep it going. So then it did, as a matter of fact, keep going. He sent her his abs pictures, and that's where I really lost it and started having a full-on mental breakdown. Then she had to go to practice, so she was like, I gotta go, and he was like, all right, hurry, I want to see you. But then later she got back, and he hung up on me and was like, I was upset, I was crying, but I just told him I had had a bad day. But no, it was because I knew about him cheating on me. But he was like, all right, I'll just leave you alone. If you want to be alone, that's okay. You can just spend this night alone. Like, okay. Yeah, then whenever they were on FaceTime, I did get a screen recording of it. He's like laughing, and he's just like, and like has his shirt off, and of course he has like muscles, so like his arms up just to like show his like muscles. And this whole time I'm like losing it. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I cannot believe that he would do this. Like, this is so messed up. And he started telling her, sorry, I'm looking for my Aquaphor, but then he started telling her that what they had over the summer, which was just snapping back and forth, was the favorite thing that he's ever had. Then he starts making a second Snap account, and she tells me about it, but he made a second Snap account so that I wouldn't see it. Now here's like the end of it, but he was like, Abigail, you're so hot, like we really need to hang out. I just want to make you feel good. I'm just like really turned on right now. And then he unadded her, so I'm guessing he's just gonna unadd her for the night, and then probably, or for the day, and then probably just add her back at night so that I won't see it. But little does he know, he won't have to do that because I'm gonna break up with him. But I may not seem affected now, but honestly, I really loved this man, and I'm really sad that this is happening because I honestly did not want to break up. I even considered not breaking up even after I found out that he cheated me, but I would just never be able to trust him again. So, ladies and gents, this is your sign to not cheat. Don't cheat on your significant other, because I'm just saying people find out everything, and I'm glad that this happened because I'm guessing he's doing this with about 5 other girls right now. I have a plan for how I'm going to break up with him, and that includes taking a video, so let me know if you want to see that. I'll probably post it on my spam for sure, but I don't know about on this account, but
If you're still watching, you're a real one, and I'm going to post an update tomorrow.
Get ready for me while I tell you why me and my best friend are no longer best friends. But first, let me go take this face mask off. So you guys might know we have a shared dance account together. And it's pretty obvious that we're always matching. And I don't know, I kind of thought that was like an exclusive thing that we just did together. But I guess not. So I come to figure out that she went to a whole nother school just to match with other people so I wouldn't see. Like, look at this picture. Are you actually serious? Like, she couldn't even pick one. She had to match with all of them. And it's just kind of crazy to me how, to a T, they are matched. Like, they all have, like, the exact same outfit on, the exact same makeup and hair. Like, really? All three? You really had to do that? And honestly, while we're putting things out, like, they all have the same amount of tan. Like, how? How's that even possible? And I tried to talk to her about it, but I think she thinks I'm joking or something because she told me it was for a dance competition, and it's just like, you can't compete TikTok dances, girl. Like, I'm just like so done with the lies. Like, she's actually taking it way too far. But honestly, I'm surprised she even said it was for dance in general because obviously I know it's for dancing because we dance on TikTok. Like, we make dances on TikTok in matching outfits. Like, that's the thing. So obviously I know that's what you're doing, is making dances on TikTok. But it's just like, did you really have to get a bunch of girls to do it and go to a whole nother school? I'm sure you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, on our dance account, we're probably just gonna be posting drafts for now. I obviously unfollowed her because she's just so fake. So I think the stress and anger I'm getting from the situation is honestly making me break out. So that's why we're loading up on skincare right now. So thanks a lot, Zariah, for making me look like this. Like, she honestly just messed up big time and thinks it's just some silly little joke. But yeah, guys, that wraps up my skincare and my story time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Whose side are you on? But yeah, that's it. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Hi guys, get ready with me with my boyfriend who's gonna break up with me or have a conversation with him about what's going on. So I've been with this guy for 3 years, and we've been dating since I was 15. So we started dating September 4th. Yeah. We started dating September 4th, 2021. After my after my quince. We've been knowing each other since 5th grade. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, sorry. I'm like literally so dramatic. But in December, everything was good. Like, he started a new job. Like, he has never worked at a restaurant before. Like, he always worked he worked with his dad in a roofing company, and we had so time for each other. So like, Tuesdays were literally dedicated just for me and him. But recently he got a job at a restaurant as a dishwasher, and he's turned into a cook. So he's been having so much, like, he always works now, you know, which is literally fine. Like, at first I always like tripped about it, and I was always like, oh my god, like, we don't have time for each other anymore, and like, it's just like simple things like that. And then like I understood, like, I love hanging out in the afternoons with him, like 3 to 12 a.m. Like, we have almost all day with each other, and like recently he can only hang out mornings, right? Like, he can only hang out from like 11 to like 4 until he goes in, which it bothers me, to be honest, because he just feels rushed, you know. Like, I'm not with him like all the time how it used to be, you know. So January he started like working more and picking up more shifts and stuff, and then I was fine with it. Like, to be honest, I didn't even like trip about it. Like, I was like, yeah, it's whatever. But we had an argument like a few days ago because I thought he was like, he gets out like at 3 in the morning because they close like at 12, but since he's like closing, but I don't know why it takes so long to close. Like, he should be out by 1, but he's not. So I'm like, okay, whatever, like, it's fine, like, just let me know you're out. I literally wait for him. I don't go to sleep until fucking 1 in the morning. Sorry, TikTok. I don't go to sleep until 1 in the morning just for him to be like, just to wait for him, you know. And he's always like, are you hungry? Like, yeah, like, I'll go take you a burger since she makes burgers. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's fine, like, I'll be waiting for you. So I wait for him, even though I'm mad because he's done something before, because he doesn't post me, because he doesn't do too much. I'm still there, you know. Like, I'm still like putting effort. I'm still like waiting for him. It's like the little thing, like, there's the little details that he doesn't even see, you know. So that's what makes me so mad. And I guess you can say I'm really bad at communicating because I literally
won't tell him how I feel. I actually like just expect him to guess how I feel. And that's kind of my problem, but it's like he does so much stuff that I am so over it already. Like it's like literally like the most like simplest things that he can't even do. So yeah, most of the time I'm just like whatever. But yesterday, okay, for February 14th, we didn't hang out at all, okay? He said he had to work, and I understood him. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, they're gonna give you the day off. Like, I'm not gonna trip about that. But what I tripped about is that he didn't tell me Happy Valentine's Day. He didn't acknowledge or boost me on that day. Like, he didn't give me anything until, like, the 15th, which is fine. Like, but he wanted to hang out in the morning, but I couldn't. Because I was like, no, like, I literally can't. He was like, yeah, we're hanging out on the 14th in the morning. He never assumed that I could hang out. So I was just like, no, like, you didn't even ask me. So then we hang out. Well, we didn't hang out. He just came over the 14th, and he was like, oh, like, I dropped your gifts, and like, he bought me flowers. He bought me Tory Burch. He bought me Adidas. He got me chocolate. Like, it's like, why would you give me expensive things if yesterday you were like, I'm gonna break up with you? Like, I don't feel the same anymore. Like, I feel empty. Like that doesn't make any sense. I still have a lot of steps in my makeup, but I'm like rushing. Okay, yeah. But what's it called? I was kind of, when he told me that, I was like, you don't love me? Like, I asked him, I was like, so you don't love me anymore? He was like, no. And I was like, dude, if you don't love me anymore, why are you buying me expensive things? Why are you giving me flowers? Why are you still sending me paragraphs how much you love me and shit? Why did I even take my time to give you stuff and make you stuff, you know? So yeah, I was pretty upset because like, you can do the bare minimum, and then you're all here like getting upset with me because I can't do it either when you don't even want to do it first. And he came over. Oh no, I told him, I was like, dude, it was like 10, and I was like, can you come over right now? Like, we need to talk about this, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be here sitting and everything's okay when it's not okay. But he was like, no, it's too late. And I was like, okay. I was like, so can you come tomorrow? He's like, why? What do you mean why? Obviously you know why. I was like, we're gonna talk about it, of course. Like, fuck. And he's gonna come like around 10, but it's 9. But my hair needs to dry because I don't want him to be like, oh my gosh, she's trying too much. And I'm just doing my makeup because I want him to see what he's missing. But honestly, I think he's been cheating on me at work. Cause like yesterday he was like, it was like 3 and he wasn't home yet. And then I have Life 360 with him, so it said that he was in the parking lot for like what, 30 minutes? And I asked him, I was like, hey, like, what were you doing in the parking lot? He was like, oh, I was talking to this one guy. I was like, oh, what guy? He was like, oh, he's in Fry. And I was like, oh, really? And I was like, what's his name? He ignored it. I was like, oh, I bet he's so good. Like, why didn't you hang out with him? Like, me trying to, like, you know? And he was like, because I don't want to. Why do I have to tell you a lot of things? And I was like, okay. So, yeah. So, I was just like, okay, so now we're gonna talk about it in person and just see how everything's gonna turn out. I love him with all my heart. We've been together for 3 years and literally don't want to leave him, but like, if that's like the last case, to be honest, and I guess I have no other way, but like, that's 3 years of my fucking life. That's 3 whole years. It's a waste of time. If he was gonna cheat on me in the first place, he should have just fucking told me instead of me fucking being here waiting for him. Like, bruh, I even have his necklace still on.